Warning for anyone who uses the mail to pay thetheir bills.
Yeah, a Sugar Land man speaking out tonight after 8 of his checks were stolen after dropping them off at the post office. He is the second victim we've reported on in just the last 2 months. Our Marcelino Benito digging into what's going on. He is live at the post office off of Motlage Way tonight. Marcelino.
Well, guys, the thieves in this case tried to take 2 checks and turn them into $500 paydays. Now, fortunately, the victim's bank got involved just in the nick of time, but tonight that victim has a lot of questions about why this continues to happen inside post offices.
Craig White had paid his bills the same way for decades, dropping checks inside his local Sugar Land post office.
I thought inside the post office that things would be better controlled.
It seems like they weren't.
That's right.
Between November 17th and November 20th, White dropped off 8 checks. Days later, his bank called with bad news.
The check had been changed as far as the payee and the amount. So they'd upped the amount and tried to cash the check.
Tonight, he showed us copies of those checks.
And they've actually changed the signature there, too.
An $18 check washed and turned into $2,200. A $50 check altered to $3,600. Luckily, the money was never paid out. White immediately reported it to the manager at the local post office.
He basically told me that this was a very common occurrence, that it happens all the time.
And we know it has. And just last month at a nearby post office in First Colony, Eric Hansen's 2 checks totaling less than $200 were stolen, altered, and cashed for more than $7,000.
I've gone online now.
White says his close call has changed his habits, but what he wants now is accountability. He's filed a complaint with the U.S. Postal Service Office of Inspector General.
It's hard for him to blame it on anybody outside the system when you drop it off inside the post office and it never makes it out.
You know, I put a birthday check in the mail 2 weeks ago, so you have my attention. What does the post office say about all of this, Marcelino, and do they have any solutions?
Well, yeah, Sherman, I reached out to the U.S. Post Office today for a response. We are still waiting a response from them at this hour. As soon as we get that, we'll be sure to update you and our viewers. As far as solutions goes, law enforcement and banks advise people not to send any cash or checks through the mail. That is the best way to ensure that you do not become the next victim. Sherman?
All right, listening, using online payments do seem smart. Thank you very much, Marcelino.